Hi there, welcome to class. I'm Miss Faust. Well, make sure you are ready to go over James Thurber's story, The Secret Life of Walter Mitty. Do you have your paper available? You do? Fantastic. Let me check. Oh, yes. Okay, and a pen or pencil so that, yes, you can take some notes. Let me go get my copy of the story. Okay, are we ready to start? Now remember, highlights. Okay, because you know time and all that. But if you have any questions or anything, email me and I will try to answer them for you. Okay. So we have The Secret Life of Walter Mitty. We have our character. His name is right in that title, Walter Mitty, and of course his wonderful wife, Mrs. Mitty. Notice. No first name. Okay. So in the very, in the very beginning, we see Walter doing something very heroic. Okay. And it would seem that he's a ship, Navy ship, and the like. And there we have the commander, and then we have the lieutenant, and they're talking about full strength, go ahead. And then they say, the old man will get us through. Yes, indeed. We can guess who that is. That's Walter, the old man. Okay. Yes, because he's so heroic and the like. He can do it. It's a challenge that he can take on. So no matter what happens to this ship and the like, okay, no matter what happens, he can get them through. Well, then all of a sudden, just like that, there's Mrs. Mitty. How did she get into the picture? Well, that's simple. Because Walter was doing what? Was daydreaming. Was in a fantasy land. Fantasy world. Now reality hits with Mrs. Mitty. And what does she want? Oh my goodness. He was speeding. How could he? He was up to what? You were up to 55. You're tensed up again. It's one of your days. I wish you'd let Dr. Renshaw look you over. Oh my goodness. While he was in his fantasy world, in that dream world, okay, without knowing, he started to speed. Yes, he went over. Oh my goodness, oh my goodness, oh my goodness. And she's screaming away, oh, you're going too fast. Oh my gosh, yes. So reality hit really hard, didn't it? I mean, it just, if I can get those fingers to work, it just hit really hard. And it's not a very good reality for Walter, is it? Not when Mrs. Mitty is just, can't speed. But can't do that. And then what does she want? She reminds him what he needs to go and purchase. When they finally get to their destination, he needs to make some purchases and the like. Remember to get those overshoes while I'm having my hair done. She's going to the beauty salon to get that hair first nicely fixed up. And he's got to go and get some overshoes. Why don't you wear your gloves? Have you lost your gloves? So she just basically nitpicks. Pick. You can't remember anything. You're getting old. Don't forget this. Why aren't you doing that? Did you lose it? Okay. And of course, because he's so busy listening to his wife, he gets yelled at by who? A police officer. Because the light had changed and he didn't move. Well, first he's speeding. Now he's not moving. I mean, come on. Reality is really harsh for him, isn't it? It's truly very harsh. And just the way Thurber describes the visuals and the like, you can really feel for the poor man. Oh. And then, yes, after that little note that, pick it up, brother. So he speeds on, okay? Next thing, he's in a fantasy land again. It seems that every time he gets a little stressed, fantasy land, dream world, daydreaming is just so much more pleasurable. And now, not only, he goes from somebody who was in the Navy to somebody who's a doctor, a specialist. Only this specialist can do the job. Okay? And wish you'd take a look at him. Glad to, said Mitty. Okay. So yes. So he and another doctor, another specialist, they're going to work together. So there is no one in the East who knows how to fix it. Quiet man, said Mitty in a low voice. Low, cool voice. So yes. Yes, he does. And he does it with a fountain pen. Wow. Amazing. So yes, he's heroic in the surgery room, in the operation room. Okay. And next thing, here we are again. Reality hits again so hard. So harsh. He almost hits the car in front of him. Look out for that Buick. So he's got it. Yeah, hit those brakes. Oh my gosh, the squealing and all that. Oh gosh. Yes, it's crazy. Yes. Yes. So he's at his destination. There's a valet ready to take the car and everything. Yes. Overshoes. So yes, his wife, she's getting the hair done all this time. And he's got to go, what do I need? Oh yeah, overshoes. So yes, he gets his overshoes. You got to remember that. And then he's going, oh my gosh, I know I forgot something. What did I forget? What did I forget? And next thing we know, we're in the courtroom. How does that work? You get yourself a pair of overshoes, and then you're going, I know I forgot something. I know she's going to yell at me again. Oh my gosh. Please tell me, what did I forget? Anyway, he hated these weekly trips to town. He was always getting something wrong. Kleenex, he thought. Squibs, razor blades. No, toothpaste, toothbrush. Where's the what's-its-name, she would ask. Don't tell me you forgot the what's-its-name. He's already foreseeing. So next thing, he's in a courtroom. Oh, yeah. And there he is with his attorney and the like. Oh, my goodness. Charges coming up against him. And there's a woman who's just, really likes him a lot. Yeah. So he's in a courtroom. And again, hero. Even in a courtroom where, he's the defendant. Yeah. Even then. And then it comes to puppy biscuits. So Fantasyland went by and reality hit again. Puppy biscuits. So he's got to go get that. He said, puppy biscuits. And of course, he's saying it out loud. He's walking on the street. Puppy biscuits, and people are like, what? He's talking to himself, isn't he? Honey, is he talking to himself? Because, or is he talking to us? Yeah, he's talking. Okay. So he realizes that she's going to be finished with her hairdo and everything. Yeah. So again, he's got his overshoes. And the puppy biscuits on the floor beside, he's waiting for her. And Dreamland comes again. The fantasy world hits again. And it's during the wartime. Yep. Yes, here we go. Get him to bed with the others. I'll fly alone. But you can't, sir. He's going to do this by himself. He can do this. He can go fly out there all by himself. Even though all the other planes have been shot down and the like, he can do it. Okay. We only live once, Sergeant. Okay. And so on and so on and so on. So yes, he's going to do the flying. All right. Excuse me. Oh my goodness. I'm so sorry. So, here we are. Dreamland. And then what happens? Reality sets in. Here's Mrs. Mitty going, oh my goodness. My reality. Set in. Oh my goodness. I've been looking for you. Again, nitpicking. Do you have your overshoes? Do you have the puppy biscuits? And then she's wondering, what is your problem? And he says, does it ever occur to you that I'm sometimes thinking, she looked at him, I'm going to take your temperature when I get you home. First she tells him, you need to go see the doctor because you're really tensed up. You're really tense. You need to see the doctor. Now it's time for a temperature check because he's thinking. And of course, this stress, again, triggers another episode of Fantasyland. So, she realizes that, wow, at the drugstore in the corner. She said, "Wait here for me. I forgot something. I won't be a minute." She forgot something. So while she's in a drugstore, he ends up in an episode where he's standing up against the wall. And what do we have here? And then with that faint, fleeting smile playing about his lips, he faced the firing squad. I'm so sorry. The firing squad, yes. Walter Mitty, the undefeated, inscrutable to the last. In other words, mysterious, even to the end. Okay? A smile on his lips, even though he's going to die, because there's a firing squad. Again, during wartime. All these episodes. Hospital. Navy. Different versions of the war. Courtroom. Wherever. All these scenes where what? Where Walter Mitty is a hero. Where Walter Mitty is consulted. Because he is a specialist. He knows what to do. He's got a brain. He can think. He's the only one who can do it. Even at the end, when he's facing death, he's still a hero. He stands up. He's not cowardly. He faces the firing squad. He's still a mysterious man. We don't know him. He's not a coward. He's not going to chicken out. He's not going to be scared. He's going to face it with all his heroics. Because that's what he's about. In his world, in his fantasy world, he's a hero. In real life, in the world where there's a valet who quickly jumps in his car, takes the car and says, I'll take care of it. Or police officers telling him, hey, move on. Away! You're going to... wife screaming at him. Telling him, you always forget something. You need to go see a doctor. You need a temperature check. This, that, and here and there. People are saying, is he talking to himself? Is he crazy? His reality makes him feel bad about himself. He's not a hero. He's looked down on. He's made to look foolish. It's not a pleasant life for him. Thurber makes it so clear that this poor man is just, his life is all about nitpicking. A wife who just can't stop. You forgot this. You didn't do this. Why didn't you do this? Why are you driving so fast? You need to drop me off here. I need that. Where were you? I was looking for you. Nitpick. He's not looked to for information, for help. Because according to these people, he knows nothing. He doesn't do anything right. These are triggers that set him off and send him into that fantasy world where he is someone that this woman in the courtroom just went, wow, type thing. Where a doctor's like, yes, he's the doctor. Where a firing squad is, so what? He's looked up to. People go to him for help. He's not made to feel bad about himself. His real life is not a good one. It is so much better for him to go into that other world. Does that make sense to you? Thurber's so good at making it so visual. If you read through the imagery he uses, and he makes it so clear that the trigger is the wife. He doesn't draw a beautiful picture of the wife. I'm not talking about the physical. I'm talking about for personality. And at the same time, he doesn't exactly make Walter look great either. But he's trying to show us that Walter is a human being too. That we can go to him for help. That he has a brain, he can think. Yes, he might forget something, but it's just human, isn't it? Let me see if there's something else I did share with you. All right, let me look at my notes. When you think about it, the firing squad at the end, it tells you so much about his own life. He is basically at the end. what's left for him. That one episode, that one piece really tells you so much about him, about his life. In his fantasy, he's about to die. In real life, isn't he a walking dead? It's said that, some readers look at it as the story can be, how do I want to say it, both funny and sad. It's funny, the episodes he goes into, all of a sudden he's a doctor, knows everything, using a fountain pen. It's crazy, huh? But at the same time, it's so sad to see this poor older man who's just looked at as just some, whatever. Okay, let me see anything. So, his behavior in real life is one of the man who's got no chance against that wife of his. She's just nit, lick, 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 lick. But in fantasy, oh my gosh, they come running to him, don't they? Okay. If you have any questions, let me know. Let's turn to what we call the themes of the story. We're talking about the question of masculinity. Masculinity. Is he a symbol of masculinity? Think about that. A man who is henpecked. Henpecked is a word we use with men and women. Women tend to henpeck the men. In other words, they nag. Okay, that's what that is all about. Women tend to nag their men by a domineering wife. And then again, those are stereotypes that Thurber uses. A weak man versus a domineering woman. Okay. A man escapes into a fantasy world because he's unable to deal with life. That's a great theme right there. Because it's so true, isn't it? He is unable to deal with it. And when you think about it, this story also makes a statement about truth. Can truth change? That's a good question, isn't it? Can truth change? I want you to think about that. Can truth change? Is who he is in real life different from who he is, what he represents in the fantasy world? I want you to think about that. People might say, yes, truth changes. Because in one, he's heroic, and the other one, he's a weakling. But he's still the same man. It's just, you see in one picture, people look up to him. Versus here, they put him down. Truth hasn't changed. He's the same man. It's how we perceive him, how we deal with him. Useless, useful. Okay. Again, any questions, let me know. Here's your assignment. It is due today, paragraph 1. In other words, the 3 questions. Okay. The topic is, how does Walter Mitty represent the American middle-class man? How does he represent the middle-class man? I want to help you out with some thoughts. You may want to put a pause to the video as you jot these thoughts down. I'm so sorry. I have a frog today in my throat. I do want you to use the PA formula. Make sure you do that. And then you need to think of 3 ways that he represents the middle-class man. Okay? Represents the American middle-class man. And then explain those ways. Explain them. You're using the story. Keep that in mind. This is based off the story. Okay, food for thought. Walter is bored with life. Okay. Humdrum moments lead him to daydream. Fantasy world is much more exciting, challenging, and alive than the real world. He has withdrawn from life, and people such as the police officer and the parking attendant, or the valet, make him feel incompetent. He's bored with life. It's humdrum. So he daydreams. The fantasy world is more challenging and exciting. Real life, he's incompetent. He's useless. He's forgetful. Okay? So I want you to think about those thoughts. How is he treated by his wife? represents American middle class man. The man who has to, every time the woman says, oh, I need this, has to run and go drop her off at the beauty parlor. Wait around for her if she gets her hair done. Just think about those kinds of thoughts. Again, if you have a question about this as a topic, please email me. Okay. Otherwise, the questions, paragraph 1, make sure in your first question you have James Thurber's name. You don't have to include his other name. In other words, Grover. It's just James Thurber. And then the title of the story in quotation marks. First question of the first paragraph. I also want you to answer, what makes a good friend? Okay, so think about that. What makes a good friend? I didn't say best, but a good friend. May be different from your best friend. Okay, so again, do today. Yes, indeed. Paragraph 1, and then the wonderful answer to this wonderful question. Yes, they're due today. And what I can say is, I hope you have a wonderful day. I don't know, do we really want to go into fantasy world? I don't know. It's a thought, isn't it? Take care till next time. Bye-bye.